Hawk sports fans, welcome back to the channel. I'm back in the setup. Poor Tuco came on here the other day, and the dude thought I was in the freaking bathroom down at the beach house. So we're not in the bathroom, we're in the room. A little tight spot though. We're back here in Henderson today, 10-hour drive. Terrance has had a long weekend. I've had a long day today, 10-hour drive home, but we're still bringing it back for you guys. Terrance is the first guy to ever come on Hawk Talk after getting a W. Terrance, we can't thank you for your time again today, man. Obviously, we're going to talk about some other stuff we got planned down the road, but we appreciate you taking your time because, not only are you living your life, you're also a father. So I'm assuming you're very, very tired. Sundays are for people to catch up on their sleep. So we appreciate your time today, brother.
Yeah, my pleasure, man.
Yes, sir. So I just want to kind of get into what happened last Saturday. Obviously, the filming of this now is about just over a week after what happened at UFC 317. You got the win, got a takedown early, and secured the dub. I mean, that's really all that happened. You took him down in the first 10 seconds, secured the sub in under a minute. How did that game plan come together? And I'm going to go ahead and say this now before you do answer that question, Terrance. I'm not going to tell you guys I do bet on these fights, and I'm not going to tell you that because I don't want you to feel pressure or I don't want you guys to feel some type of way. But I do have the receipts. I did have Terrance at like plus 285 to win by submission. So I just want to put that out there now that I do know my boys that I talked to. I had full faith in Terrance on the feet as well, but I knew he had a significant advantage on the ground. And I was not surprised whenever that happened. And I went crazy in front of about 100 people. They thought I was going crazy. I was at the Thomas Rhett concert. So I'm not sure those people thought of me in the time. But Terrance, I just want to say, first of all, man, congratulations on the dub. In my opinion, that deserved a performance of the night bonus. So hopefully Dana White still compensated you really well for that. Absolutely couldn't have gone any better. But how did that game plan come together for you, man? Because I'm so hyped for you to win that. Because
it,
you've
it was it was funny because like it's kind of like what we already thought. Like the whole camp. The coach said he always goes for the underhook to get up, and that's exactly what he did. We drilled it like a couple times. I did a couple times at practice, catching kick, taking people down, and it went exactly what's planned. He said, soon as he goes for the underhook to get up, I want you going to the guillotine series, just like you like. And yeah, went exactly the way we game planned it. So shout out to Coach Julian. Shout out to Fusion Excel.
awesome. That's what I love to hear. And I feel like a lot of like maybe casual UFC fans, they're like, oh man, Terrance is insane on the feet. He's got these good hands, which you do. But now I think you have the most submissions like per like 15 minutes inside the UFC now, right? You're ranked number
Yeah,
one now. So
yeah,
that just kind of shows like your game's evolving. Like I said, I'm not pooping on the striking there for, not betting on that, but I just knew you had that significant advantage. And, people need to wake up. You're ranked number one now per 15 minutes. Subs, it's like 2.8 or something like that, right?
yeah. In the lightweight division, yeah.
Oh man, that's incredible, man. So I'm so pumped for you. Like I said, I couldn't contain myself. I was out in public, nobody else was watching the fights, but I'm a real one. I'm gonna watch my boy. I don't
Yes, sir.
know I'm at. So once again, man, congratulations on that. I just wanted to hear your thoughts on the game plan. I figured that's what it was gonna kind of be coming in, but I'm not gonna have my friend come on here and give up a game plan or something like that, or even ask that because that's being
Yeah.
disrespectful. But going off of the performance, like we just talked about. Obviously, UFC 317 saw some other good performances. Ilya got the finish inside 3 minutes against Charles in the main event. Pantoja had a good showing against Kai Kara France. And then Van had a great performance as well, even though it went to the decision. I'd say Roy Val had a great showing as well, even though he didn't get the win. So, how do you think your performance kind of stacks up against, that narrative that UFC 317 had all these great performances? So, where do you think?
I think it was still up there. Like I said, I didn't take any damage. Flawless victory. But that's what I tell people. I'm not here to have a back and forth fight. I wanna show like levels. You know what I mean? But I'm grateful to God that He brought me the victory. We put the work in, and it showed.
Yes, sir. And that was a powerful post-fight speech you had, by the way. I didn't even start off by saying that, and I meant to. So I'm glad you just brought that up. That was very powerful, man. That's how you use the mic right there. I guess I'll
Yes,
just,
sir.
so that was dope, man. But just looking back on the whole journey, now that you've had, 7, 8 days to kind of take everything all in, What's the greatest lesson that you took away from, the whole week of being there, UFC 317, and then obviously getting the job done inside a minute? Like, it's I mean, a lot of people, they respect him. I mean,
No,
he's
he's a savage. He's a warrior,
like
and
he's a good
he
fighter.
did not quit. Yeah,
Yeah, he's a good fighter. I saw him fight Chase Hooper in St. Louis a year ago.
yeah, he definitely got that dog in him for sure.
So what was your biggest takeaway or biggest lesson that you learned along that journey for this fight?
Just making sure I come in fight week at a lower weight because the weight cut was harder this time. And yeah, I felt calm out there. So just making sure I'm staying composed. You know what I mean? Because composure is good cardio. You know what I mean? If you can stay calm, keep the heart rate low, you're not gonna get tired. And yeah, that's what we've been working on. Just being comfortable out there.
That's awesome. And I will say, I feel like a lot of people got really scared since you were the last one to weigh in on Friday morning. So that was just so fucking awesome to like. I know some money came in on his side. I think after that happened, I guess people just think weight, the weight cutting was going to be such a big issue. So that made it even twice as better whenever you got that W. See, I was like, dude, fuck all you people. Like, I kept my faith, but I know like everybody on the books, they're like, oh shit, he was the last one to weigh in. But credit to you, man. I mean, you shut everybody the fuck up whenever that happens. So that was dope. So I want to kind of get into some things that have happened now since UFC 317. Obviously, I keep up with you on social media. You're one of my boys. Um, this week while I was at the beach. I'm on the beach, and Dana White, or I'm sorry, not Dana White, Donald Trump comes out and says that there is going to be a UFC White House event in 2026. So I just want to kind of hear from you. I don't know if you've really been on video yet to talk about this. I know you've posted multiple things, say you'd like to be on there, but what would it mean for you to be on that card next year at the White House?
Everything, it gives me the chance to speak on God and declare him as God, in front of like the biggest stage in the world. So I know I'm gonna be on that card in Jesus' name, Lord willing. And when the time comes, he's gonna word my mouth and give me something that's gonna touch the nation's heart through him.
Yes, sir. And I think you do deserve to be on there. I mean, you've never seen the scorecards inside the UFC. You're obviously an American fighter, and the people love you, man, especially after the performance we saw UFC 317. So I'm going to continue to keep campaigning for that. Dana White will never probably see my comment. I don't have enough followers. But I'm going to keep trying on my end. So if you're watching this video, you're a fan of my boy T Rex. Let's keep pushing this. You know what I'm saying? Like this will come up on us quick. It's in the middle of 2025, but 9 months from now, he might be on this card at the White House. So like let's keep pushing the message here. But Terrance, just to kind of stay on that topic, they're gonna try to go above and beyond for that card. I feel like could potentially be the first ever pay per view on Netflix if the UFC does decide to go that direction. So if the UFC let you pick a special walkout going to the octagon for this, since you're American, would you want fireworks to play in the background, a bald eagle to swoop in and like kind of go over the octagon, or a bunch of jets just like fly over the octagon? I actually came up with this like on my own today. I was just thinking, I was like, like that'd be cool if they like threw some extra spice on the.
Yeah, yeah. Give me the Jets. Give me the Jets.
Dude, that would be so dope, especially with like I don't know if you pick the right song in the Jets. I feel like that would be so dope. How would you
That,
pick
that that'd be monumental, man. That would be go down in history.
That'd be dope. Just like a like five jet like flying V, something like that. I feel like
Yeah,
that
that'd be so sick.
you pick like the right song to go with it too. But why would you pick that over like the bald eagle coming down, or maybe even like the fireworks going crazy?
Cause the Jets just gives me more movie vibes. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like something straight out of the movies. You know what I mean? That's the look we're going for. We gotta make it look dramatic, epic, and I think that brings that kind of energy.
That would be so dope. I would love that for you. I definitely think out of the three, it's probably the most intimidating one too. Especially like I said, depending on what song you're throwing behind it.
Yeah.
Are you planning on fighting before this card, or would you like to just kind of you've already put your mark on 2025. You're 2-0 right now. Would you, or are you just gonna sit out until 2026? Until
Hell no. I want to get one more at least minimal.
I knew you were gonna say it. I figured you were gonna want to get back in there. Do you have somebody right now that you would like to fight? I know you've been getting called out a lot on on social media. I saw somebody the other day called you out. I can't think of off the top of my head who it
It's
was.
Chris Duncan, but
Yes, it was Chris Duncan. Yep,
he
that's it.
got a fight though. But I love to fight Jordan Levitt.
Because that's who you said in the octagon, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Last
Before, yeah.
night. That's what I thought. That would be fire, man. I'd love that. I'd love that matchup for you. I think
Me too.
he's weird, man. He's a weird dude, but I think
Yeah, he is scrapper. I think I'm more athletic and stuff, but yeah, I want Jordan Levitt next. Uh, yeah, that'd be perfect for me. Jordan Levitt.
that'd be epic. That would be epic. I would love that, man. Well, you're not going to come on here, and I'm not going to ask you fun questions. Obviously, we've kind of got into that a little bit with the UFC White House card questions. I guess that's UFC related though, so I don't consider that like fully fun questions. So we do have a few of those for you. Before you do take off here, Terrence. Obviously, we don't like to be boring on this channel. So, what's the most unathletic thing you do in your free time? Speaking of your athleticism,
Um, I just play video games.
have you told me that before? I don't think I've asked you this because I play video games too. So, what games do
Yeah,
you play?
I'll be playing Fortnite. I got a few games on there.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Dude, okay, so like actually right behind me right now, I'm not gonna turn the screen. I'll take a picture of this and send it to you off camera, but like I've got a big ass screen right here to my right, and then another big ass screen to my right. It's my girlfriend and I set up. We play Fortnite too. So
Hell yeah, that's badass. And
we gotta grind. We
I
haven't
just
played in
got the
a while.
Nintendo Switch.
Oh, you're on a Switch. Okay, so you don't have an Xbox or
No,
P5.
I got a PlayStation 5 too, but I'm saying I just got the Nintendo Switch. I'm replaying that Smash Bros and Mario Kart on there.
That's dope. One of my childhood best friends, he's like the best Mario Kart player I think I've ever seen in my life. To see that smoke one day, that would be fire. That'd be
Yeah, yeah. We'll have to play. I'm pretty good at it as well.
That's dope. Okay, we'll set that up. I did not know you were into Fortnite. How the hell we've been friends now for like 2 or 3 weeks or something like that. Like had each other's numbers. How did I not know you played Fortnite? Like that's one like it's hard game. Like that I could turn that on right now.
Okay, that we gotta play sometime for sure.
Man, all right. Well, that's dope. I'm glad we see, man. The things in common just keep stacking up. If you go
Swear.
watch that first video, like you could have said so many other songs and you said Skrilla, top five. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. All right, but we'll go ahead and get to this last one that I've got for you. That's a fun question, Terrence. Last time you came on the channel, I know you said that Justin Gaethje was one of the guys that you were cooler with in the UFC, especially with him being in the lightweight division. I think he was the only lightweight you said. So that made me think of this question: would you rather take 10 leg kicks from Justin Gaethje, but you can't check them, or would you rather listen to a Sean Strickland podcast for 12 hours straight? Speaking of the UFC White House, those are two Americans that are also big
Did you
inside.
say 12 or just?
Yeah, you got to take 10 Gaethje leg kicks,
Oh, then I'm doing the podcast.
or
Eight
you got
hours
to listen
straight.
to Sean Strickland.
I'll just let my ear bleed before I do that. At least I can walk normal after.
I would probably pick that too. Um, Sean might ramble on about a few things,
Yeah,
but
he kind of funny. I might get some good laughs in it.
yeah, he'll keep it entertaining for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
you're not going to get on there and get bored. Oh, you might if it's 12 hours long, you might get bored at some point. But like, as far as uh, being like entertained and listen to somebody for 12 hours, I'd put him in that list of people. If I had to do it, I would do it. So I'm with you on that. Me and you are definitely on the same side on that. But Terrence, I said this earlier in the video. We know you're tired. It's been a long weekend. This does lead me to my final question for you. Uh, you're going to be at UFC Nashville this coming week. I'm going to be at UFC Nashville this coming week. So obviously, outside of your boy Mike Davis stepping inside the octagon and fighting on Saturday night, what are you most excited about going to UFC Nashville?
The whole card is pretty stacked, actually. Just excited to see the city of Nashville. I heard a lot of good things. And Derek Lewis is on that card, so I always like watching Derek Lewis fight. The dude's an entertainer. So
He he's something else. He's something else. He was the main event at St. Louis, so I've seen him get a win before in a main event.
yeah,
He's always going to be a crowd favorite, that's for sure.
exactly. Yeah,
Are you
he's
guys
funny as hell.
I don't think you mentioned him before in the last video. Are you guys cool with each other, or are you just like watching him as a fighter?
I just like to watch him as a fighter and a person. He's funny. I've met him a few times because I used to train out in Texas. So
That's right. Okay, that makes sense now because he's from Houston.
yeah, he's out there in Houston,
That makes
and,
sense.
and he trains with Bob Perez, and so we used to go out there to Main Street Boxing. So yeah,
And I feel like maybe we did talk about this, but have you been to Nashville before?
no, this first time.
Oh, damn. Okay, well, there's going to be a lot to see. I think you're getting there probably the day before me, so you might have another day of exploring, man. But hopefully, we can meet up with you down there. It's a fantastic city. I know, like, kind of like the noise around this card. People are saying like it's not the best. Nashville should have got some better stuff. But I mean, honestly, it's a card where there should be a lot of dudes standing up and fighting. I feel like. Uh,
Yeah, they're sleeping on it. This is actually a good card unless you're
I
like
think the
casual.
city, it might not have like a star power from like a casual standpoint. I'm not a casual. I'm just saying from like the outside perspective, it might not have like the name power, but it's a really good card. I mean, if you're a UFC fan, like you definitely appreciate this card being put together. I can't wait to watch it in person. Hopefully we see you down there, Terrance. That'd be so dope, man. But I really appreciate your time for coming on today. Hopefully we get that Jordan Levitt fight booked soon. We'll talk more about that down in Nashville, but I'm not going to sit here and go through all these questions today because we gotta save some for you in Nashville whenever we see you
Yeah,
down there, man. So
yeah, we'll see each other next for sure.
yes, sir. Well, everybody, Terrance T Rex McKinney, we can't thank him enough for coming back on here. Like I said, he's the first Hawk Talk fighter to come back on the channel and come in after a W. So Terrance, we really appreciate your time today, man, and hopefully we'll see you later this week.
Yes, sir. Let's go USA.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Terrance T Rex McKinney, everybody, give him a hand, like, comment, subscribe for him. We'll see you guys on Hawk Talk next time.